Hello and welcome to Manchester Banter. We visited the Royal Oak in Hurst Cross, Ashton to talk to Tony Auton from the Salford Angels.
Train come around, train come around, why does it warm out? Train come around.
Well, we've all been playing for a long time. Obviously, I met Craig Fletcher, the bass player, 30 years ago. I kind of got a bit sick of it all. I wanted to see a band called Marty Stewart and the Fabulous Superlatives, country band. A friend of mine, Jamie Files, a great guitar player I grew up with, said it's two of the best guitar players on the planet, and if he said it, I believed him. So we went and they blew my head off, and every one of them sang, and they went through surf, country, rock and roll, ballads, gospel.
Oh, wow.
You know, I mean, he's a legend, really, Marty Stewart. You know, so was the rest of his band, and it kicked me up the arse, and I wanted people who could sing harmonies. My band before was a great band, you know, a real good little band, but there's only me singing. So when I heard the harmonies come in, I was like, I want harmonies again. I want three of us singing. And Craig's a great singer, and so is Mark. And I've been playing with Mark on and off. This started about 2019. This particular band. Been playing with Mark on and off in different bands, and he'd been stepping in when other people could do it, and we just decided to get together. But I wanted to call it something else rather than the Tony Auton band. And I wrote a song called The Salford Angel years ago.
Is there any relevance to the Salford books?
It comes from a song. Do you remember Pinky's, the nightclub?
Of course, yes.
I went in there, I was about 18, and a girl came up to me. I had nice clothes on because you go to a nightclub, that was what it was like in them days. And she had tattoos up her arms, not nice ones. It was days before they did nice ones, you know, from mum and dad and all. Egg cap and what have you.
Anchors.
Yeah, and she just went, do you want to dance or what? And I went, no thank you. And she went, and that's where the Salford Angel bit comes from. If you like, it's an elaboration of that. There's a song, Salford Angel, if you check it out. And we just popped in our heads called Salford Angels. Anything and everything. From punk to country to rock and roll, folk music, reggae, anything, any single. I suppose it's rock and roll, really. It's just a mixture of everything together.
So, when you say you do originals, do you is the originals based on like events in your life, or?
Sometimes it's a mixture of everything, isn't it? You know, it's whatever. It don't take me long to write a song, usually. A few minutes, 10 minutes tops. Yeah, I've wrote a lot of the things over the years. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So it became, you know, I can get Tim Panelli with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants 10 rock and roll songs, I can write 10 rock and roll songs quite easily. You know, they might not all be like #1 hits, but they'll all be viable, pretty good songs. You know.
Oh no!
I said to my dad before he died, you know, he's a big Dylan fan. I said, you know, you might not turn into Bob Dylan by writing songs, but you can learn how to write songs, like you can learn how to do everything. It's a knowledge that you can gain, and you can just by talking and listening to people's stories and listening to records. You know, it all comes out eventually. No idea. I couldn't. Whenever I've relied on it for a living, I have not liked it because I've got to do it. You know, and there's not, you know, knocking about in pubs and clubs. There's not that much money in it, and even if you're sort of doing half all right, you're travelling up and down the country. You've got to be loading in and bleeding. You know, 4 o'clock, sound check at 5 o'clock, sitting around till 10 o'clock, then 100 miles to the next gig, which I have done, and do occasionally with various other people, you know, but that's usually a couple of weeks at a time, you know. Well, we've just been out with a folk band. Right, John, long time no see, man. I was wondering if you're still with us, you. I've seen you for about 12, 15 years. You know, that I think people are after fame, and I think you should be after music personally. You know, if you're going to be picking up a guitar, I think I'm making, you know, singing, you should be trying to do something good.
Yeah.
And if fame and fortune comes your way, great. You know, well, maybe not great. You know, don't do a lot of people a lot of good, does it?
No, that's true.
You know, you still live your same life, and we're a dot in the middle of nowhere, and just, you know.
see where the songwriting comes in now.
Not in the middle of nowhere, man. And everybody, you know, everybody seems a bit troubled when they've done too well, really.
Yes.
And I could have done very well in the past, but I'd still be the guy who did that thing in the 80s. You know what I mean? All my contemporaries, I suppose, I was gigging, you know, the same bills as Stone Roses, and I was mates with Johnny Marr before he was famous, and Doves, Jimmy Goodwin. I've known him since he was 15, and I love them a bit. They're such nice people, and they are, you know. And fame has come their way, if you like, and they've deserved it as well. You know, but how they could put, oh, Jimmy's lovely. Yeah, so we're all intertwined, really, but where does it really get you? And the other thing is, once you've done that, you've always got to do that, haven't you? I mean, Jimmy can't go and do a reggae album now. He's got to do a Doves album, hasn't it?
So is that freedom you've got,
Well,
really,
to a
isn't
point,
it?
yeah, I can do anything I want, and you know, it doesn't matter if it's viable or not. I've enjoyed myself doing it, and I've done the best at the present time was when I was doing it. Whether they're any good or not, I like it.
that's
I like
the main
it.
thing.
That's the entire thing.
If you can look at it and say, yeah, I did a good job there.
Don't know if I like it at the time sometimes, but looking back over the years, it was pretty good actually. You know? Do you know what? I saw Steve Marriott 3 times. Humble Pie, Small Faces. At the Band on the Wall, sat at the bar and talked. So I think Steve Marriott was probably one of the most, if not the most gifted musician ever lived. You know,
Yeah.
incredible. And I'd have loved to have seen him in Humble Pie about 1973, or Dylan about the same time. You know, the Rolling Thunder review. I'd love to have seen. I think they were on the same tour with Johnny Winter, Dylan, and Steve Marriott. That'd be about 73, 74. That'd be the one. Once they're dead, they go on to be something else.
Yeah.
If Rod Stewart had died in 1970, he'd be on everybody's t-shirts. He would, and so would John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival. You know.
Yeah.
He would. You know, nobody really knows who John Fogerty is.
Oh, I like TCR.
I know,
Yeah, I like TCR. I love TCR.
Oh, love them.
Yeah.
But if he'd have died after Willie and the Poor Boys, they'd have done like 5 to 6 maybe albums that were absolutely incredible. 3 albums in a year, which are all brilliant. You know, if he'd have died at that dink, I'd be walking around with John Fogerty t-shirts on. Just do what you want, you know, stay free, as Mick Jones would say.
That's probably